Okay, recording start. Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this post-lunch session where we'll be talking about the unit BSBPMG430 Undertake Project Work, task number 1, knowledge question. You must fill in the details on the cover sheet, your name, student number, date that you are submitting your signature at the minimal. Then all these rules and everything is pretty standard. Nothing has changed for this task. There are 5 questions that we are looking to answer. The task requires you to demonstrate the skills and knowledge to manage a minor project of section of a larger project within a workplace. So you are managing a minor project, which is a part of the bigger one. Okay? The due date of this one will be 10th of July. Okay, 10th of July, because we are meeting back on 11th. So 10th of July is the due date. Let me quickly confirm that. Yes, we are meeting on 11th, so 10th of July is your due date for this task. Yeah, so 3rd and 10th, 2 units. Okay. All work must be your own. If you are referring to any website, any resources, always paraphrase it. Otherwise, it's a plagiarized work and you will be given a not satisfactory grade and it will be recorded as a plagiarized work. Okay, so that's not great. That's fine. This is all standard. This is all standard. Everything is good. Come to page 6. Question number 1. Identify 2 project management tools that are commonly used to manage projects. Give 3 examples of how each tool assists in the planning and monitoring of the project outcomes. Okay. 3 examples of project management tool. We already talked about 3 of it, but if you still need to go deeper into it, just write PRO project management tool, and you will have a great list of them. Kissflow Project, Trello, Asana, Zoho, Wrike, Monday.com, Claire, and a couple of other. 4 of them is Jira, Slack. Commonly used, you will see a lot of it. So a lot of help is available. Okay, we talked about Trello in the morning. Yeah, we talked about, what was the other one? Gantt chart as a project management tool as well. Okay, Gantt chart and Trello, we talked about 2 of them. You can talk about 2 or anything else. Monday.com, Microsoft Project, Asana, and a couple of more, spreadsheet, Google Sheet. Okay. How it helps you, you will write some features of that one here. So let me just write one of it, for example, Trello, right? How does it help you, right? Trello is easy to collaborate with others, okay? Then easy to sort out the cards, helps prioritize the due date and task. You can write a lot more about it. Okay, a lot more. This is just an example. You are talking about, no need to copy Peter, sir. That's fine. The video is available. and I want something different from you, not just these three. Yeah, so Trello being one of them, Monday.com, PERT, CPRT, or just Google some of the best project management tool. Okay. All good with that? The tool and how it helps you. Question number 2. 3 types of document or other resource of information and how these are used to define parameter of a project. What are the documents or any resources of information for project? So if you go over to the slides that we talked in the morning, let me just bring that up. We talked about many of them, isn't it? Yeah. What are the meeting document, the contract, the scope, talking about, scheduling, prioritizing of task, resource guideline, timetable guideline. These are all important documents or source of information that you can write here. Project brief, time frame, budget constraint or HR constraint, allocation, responsibility, right? Any other related report. This all could go here. Okay. We are just talking about 3 documents. Again, 3 of them can be meeting notes, budget notes, time frame, project brief, any other completed report, stakeholder report, the strength and weakness analysis, the responsibility that you assign them. A lot of it can be discussed here. We are just picking up 3 of it and writing about them. All good? Question number 3. Provide an explanation of how and why it is important to ensure that a project should align to organization mission, goals, objective, and operations. We are talking about mission, goal, objective, and operation. So for example, let's talk about mission. What is a mission? It's a broad, high-level statement what an organization is trying to achieve. Okay. So any project that you try to do should support the mission statement. The project we try to do should support the mission statement. For example, if someone's mission is fresh food people, right? That means they are talking about fresh food and how to deliver it effectively, how to serve fresh food. So mostly your project outcome that you are expecting should help to fulfill that mission. Okay, whether you are working on a project of supply chain, delivery system, time frame, or looking for new supplier, anything along those should support that mission. Make sense? Same thing can be talked about goals, objective, and operation. About operation, the organization sector's operation. So with the operation, it's how they work on a day-to-day basis. Now, if your project becomes a hindrance in or an obstacle in day-to-day operation of the company or organization, it's not meeting its task. You need to work in a way so that helps in achieving day-to-day task. Okay. So just research a bit about this one. Okay. You can select a particular company and write about it. You can select your organization and write about it. Okay. Identify two pieces of legislation that impact on planning for each of it. Provide one regulation, an example of it, managing a project and project team. Okay. So we can always talk about some common legislation. For example, work health and safety. Or we can talk about bullying. Or we can talk about Privacy Act. Right? Discrimination. A lot of it. Okay. So let's say you talked about WHS, work health and safety, WHS. Okay. How does WHS legislation of an organization can meet legislation required during the project management? How would you ensure that during your project management, you are not breaking any WHS requirement? Okay, so it doesn't matter what is a priority or deadline of the project, you must always ensure the safety is not compromised. Follow that hierarchy of risk control, elimination, substitution, engineering control, admin control, or PPE, all that kind of thing. So you're meeting WHS requirement, having that safety sign, fire exit, fire extinguisher, ventilated space, all that kind of thing. Yeah. So you're just writing that and providing information in that project document. Another, let's say, any discrimination, then you have to ensure that a discrimination, a zero tolerance policy towards discrimination or bullying. Again, you can write that as a part of your project document. And if anyone engage in bullying or discrimination, then serious action would be taken. Okay. About privacy, ensuring that all the confidential data is stored in a system as per the privacy policy of the company. You're not breaching that. Right? So that's a legislation and one example of it. How you're working towards achieving that. All good? And finally, explain how project management process should align with policy and procedure up here. Lines of authority and approval. So what is project management process for it? So if you could recall from PPT, we were talking about lines of responsibility. Whom are you reporting to? Who is your stakeholder? What is their responsibility? So a clear line of authority and approval will really help the company and the project manager to follow organization structure and policy. right? So you should clearly state, okay, you are the project member, you report to this project manager reports to the finance manager reports to the CEO or the country director. So that is a line of authority. Any tools requirement up to $500 can be approved by me, more than 500 up to 5,000 approved by my manager, more than 5,000 approved by the director or the CEO, something like that. It talks about the authority and approval. Okay. Quality assurance. What is quality assurance? And how does it align to policy and procedure? Quality assurance gives you a chance to check the quality of the work done. For example, you submit me something, I check it, I provide you a feedback that this is good, this is not, change it, this is not what it means, and all that thing. Yeah, it is an essential part that we check the work done, the work submitted, be it a project, be it a written assessment, anything. Okay, so Q&A, that is QA, quality assurance, are identified and resourced or written in the project planning stages. When and how you will check the work done. Is it on day one? Is it after the project start? When will you check it? Same thing about HR and budget. You have to follow the organization policy. You know, whatever is your HR need, how many people you need for the project has to be clearly mentioned in the project, any budget or finance, and whatever possible variation that you expect. Okay. Record keeping is where will you keep record? How will you keep record? What will you take care of? Remember, we talked about version control. That's a part of recording, record keeping. Then we'll have some versions of the report, of the project document. If we need to change anything, we'll update our version control and we'll notify the member that, okay, do not use version 2 anymore, use the updated version 3. Yeah. And the reporting line. Reporting of budget, reporting of resources, reporting of timeline, reporting of the completion of the project. Have you achieved what you were planning to, or did you miss it by some deadline? Yeah, reporting of literally all that thing. Okay, let me recap what we discussed. Peter, sir, happy with that? Yeah. Number one, 2 project management tool. We talked about Trello, we talked about Gantt chart, Monday.com, AnyDo, you know, Canva, many other, Teamwork, Pod, you know, Microsoft Project, many. You just pick up 2. I just gave one example, Trello. How does it help you with that? Do some research, go to Google, write your question, query, and it will come up with good responses of that. Okay. Describe 3 types of document and other resource information and how they are used to define parameter of the project. Okay, so up here you're talking about some document, something. It could be meeting notes, project brief, project scope, any timeline, any stakeholder, project owner, everything. Okay. Third, how does this project align to organization factor of mission, goals, objective, and operation? Ultimately, whatever you do for an organization should support its mission, goals, objective, and operation. It should not be a hindrance to that. Example, I'll again quote the same thing. If a company has a mission of fresh food people, they wanted to serve fresh food to every consumer, then your project should help achieve that outcome. Everything that you do as a part of project will lead to an ultimate outcome where you are serving the organization mission vision. Okay. Then we talk about some legislation. Here are a few of them, and what on how will you try to meet them. And finally, what do you mean by these elements: line of authority, quality of assurance, HR, budget, risk management, record keeping and reporting. What will you report? What will you include them? What record will you keep? What HR resources you mean? Okay. Any questions with this?